The Lakes region found itself jam-packed with two major winter sporting events on the second weekend of February. On Friday, the 93rd Laconia World Championship Sled Dog Derby made its comeback debut after its cancellation last year due to the pandemic.
Want to smile? Hey, Bunty.
Just up the road, the Great Meredith Rotary Ice Fishing Derby kicked off on Saturday to big crowds and big fish.
Well, I think this year we'll probably have, I'd say we do well over 5,000 tickets this year. Of course, the weather helped tremendously. I think last year we actually had a good turnout with COVID, and I think people just wanted to get out in the fresh air, and it's a good reason to get out of the house in a safe environment. So it's continued again this year. We're really optimistic about a good turnout this year. We have some good fish here already.
Well, we're out fishing on Wickloss, and that was the first one of the day. Generally, we don't make it down here to the board, but since there's no pickerel on the board today, we brought one down, and we'll see how long it stays up there.
Oh yeah, I've been here I'm probably off and on for 30 years anyway, for me.
I do a lot of fishing derbies throughout the year, but Meredith Bay is so beautiful. Happy to be here.
Well, how have you guys done today so far? What have you caught?
Brian caught a nice fish. He could tell you more about it. I mean, obviously I'm on cooking, but
he's the chef.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's actually fished in the past 2 days yet.
The first couple years we had the derby set up out in the ice out in the middle of the bay. But due to weather, we had bad weather back then. We finally, in the third year, wound up here. But we got off to a great start, and because of the wonderful people in the Rotary Club, which now numbers about 70. I mean, the thing they do just such a wonderful job. And it's just terribly successful. We appreciate all the fishermen over the years that have come. And they, of course, without them, we don't have any success at all.
Meanwhile, the Dog Sled Championship was in full swing.
So what's it like for you, though, to finally be back in the saddle after having to cancel last year due to COVID?
Well, it's nice. I mean, we've had this race this is the 93rd, so it's awful nice to be able to keep it alive. And I think today we kept it alive by seeing the amount of spectators that were here. Cars were everywhere on this dog course. People were out on the dog course, whether they were with cross-country skis or snowmobiles. They just parked and watched the dog teams run. It was awesome.
Laconia is one of those races. It's such a historical and memorable type, race. Everyone, I think, wants to get out and race Laconia. So we were thinking of heading up north, but with the pandemic, we were a little worried about getting stuck. So we decided, hey, why not make the trip out here? It's a little further, 1,000 miles further than we normally go, but I think it's worth it.
We didn't have as many Canadian drivers this year. We only had 2. I think it was 2 due to COVID. Being able to cross over the border, get back home, so a lot of Canadians didn't come. But other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah. No, the others could make it too, but the thing is, we got as an example, the businessman. If you get stuck here, we had to pass a PCR test to cross back. So we did it this morning because if we cross the border, if we get the test that's positive, then we have to stay here for 10 days. And then my friend told me, I don't want to keep you for 10 days. So no, that's why we have to be careful. So a businessman, like Claude Beverly or people like that come over and get test positive, so they cannot afford it.
This is our first time at the race, but Cobble Hill Kennel has been here, I don't know, dozens, if not more times.
So what events were you guys competing in?
I was in the 6 dog.
I'm going to be in the 3 dog.
How'd you do in the 6?
I did last, but I learned a lot. This is my first race.
So what got you into dog racing? And
I went to Middlebury College and I played rugby there, and one of my teammates was already involved with Doug at Cobble Hill Kennel, and they were like, hey, you should come run dogs, and I was like, yeah, okay. And that was a little over 2 years ago, and I'm still around.